Hello, and welcome to another build process and finished rifle video. This rifle is representative of those built in Pennsylvania during the first half of the 19th century. A rifle like this would typically have been seen in the time frame 1800 to approximately 1820, plus or minus a few years. This flintlock rifle is 50 caliber. The barrel is 42 inches and straight 7/8 inch across the flats. The lock is a Chambers large Siler, which is patterned after the Germanic style locks used in the area during this time frame. The simple single trigger is adjusted to break at just under 3 pounds. I started this project with a rough shaped stock from Pecatonica River Long Rifle Supply. The first step is to inlet and fit the barrel and tang to the stock. For proper placement of the lock, I mark the location of the touch hole. The touch hole will allow the flash from the lock to ignite powder in the barrel. Green is the go zone, red is the no-go zone. Center the lock over the go zone, align it with the barrel, and begin the lock inletting process. Always check to ensure the lock is square with the top flat of your barrel. You should see no gaps where the lock meets the barrel. Finish inletting the rest of the lock and then ensure all parts function properly. After the lock is secured to the stock with the lock bolts, you can choose to inlet the side plate now or wait until later. I typically wait until later. After the lock is installed, I mark the location of and install the trigger. Once the trigger is installed, I can mark the location on the stock for how long I want the trigger pull to be. For a hunting flintlock, I use about 13 3/4 inch. Next, fit the butt plate to the stock. It's a bit of a fiddly process, but not difficult if you take your time. A critical consideration is to ensure the heel extension of the butt plate is going to be in line with the comb line of the stock. You do not want it to look like a hinge here. You also want to ensure the butt plate is in line with the center line of your stock. Okay, this is looking pretty good. Next, we install the side plate and the trigger guard. A metal nose cap is optional, but they look pretty nice. The entry thimble or entry ramrod pipe is also optional. It does look nice, and like the butt plate, they're a little fiddly to install, but it's not too bad. The toe plate is a piece of sheet metal installed along the lower edge of the stock. Its role is to reinforce this very fragile stock area. Not all rifles have this feature. After the rifle is shaped to its finished dimensions, now is the time to decide if you want to do decorative carving or leave it as a plain rifle. On this one, I did a small amount of decorative carving. Now we finally get to see what the rifle will look like. It's time to do the staining and the final finishing on the wood before final assembly.